Hola, muy buenas a todos, bienvenidos a Cosas Militares. Tenemos aquí con nosotros a Mindy Huang, que es una influencer taiwanesa muy reconocida. Ahora mismo ella no me está entendiendo en absoluto. You are not understanding.
Yeah, totally not understand.
Okay.
I'm just smiling and aloha, just like that.
Y si vosotros tampoco la estáis entendiendo, usad los subtítulos que buena falta van a hacer, entiendo. Bueno, en todo caso, ¿quién es Mindy Huang? Es una influencer taiwanesa muy importante y lo interesante, lo que nos va a poder aportar en esta entrevista es, en esencia, ¿cuál es el punto de vista de la población taiwanesa respecto a China, respecto a este conflicto? Ya que es algo que ella trata de manera habitual. So, first of all, we welcome to Cosas Militares. Thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, so let's go straight into the first question.
Sure.
Who is Mindy Huang? Who are you?
Okay. I'm the podcaster from Taiwan. You can see I'm an influencer. Actually, I use my media, Mindy World News, to bring global news to Taiwanese people.
Right.
Unlike traditional media that I do, I understand global news by myself and digest, and then to make things become easier to chew, to understand, and then deliver to general public.
All right. So, how did you get into social media business? How did you born there? We could say.
The first thing we always talk about money, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. When I start my media, I started in 2018, and at that time in Taiwan we have a referendum.
Right.
In that referendum,
what kind of referendum? What is?
Okay. 10 referendum in one time.
10 referendums.
Yeah, we got 10 topics in one time.
All right.
Those topics are really tough questions. For example, like, do you want nuclear food from Japan? And do you want to change our name in Olympics from Chinese Taipei to Taiwan? Those are really tough questions.
Right.
Yeah, it involves political, involves healthy, involves a lot of information. It needs experts to explain those referendum. But at that time, I don't think Taiwanese people think really clearly or carefully about those referendum. We just go and vote.
Right.
Then the outcomes are really bad.
Why did that referendum happen? I mean, there was a party who thought that those were very important questions, or just somebody wanted to,
No, I think most of them. Okay, few. I think few of them maybe there's really good questions for people to to vote.
Mm-hmm.
But few of them are becoming the referendum becoming a political weapons or tools.
Oh.
Right, for party to against another party.
Right.
Yeah, so a lot of time people don't make a well-informed decisions. So then I realized I was one of them.
All right.
And then I realized, okay, I need to do something. My habit is to reading article online, to know about global news. Then I try to leverage my writing skill to bring global news to people. And then I began with articles. I wrote article first. Then in 2019, I opened my podcast show,
right.
Mindy World News. And then podcast getting grow and grow since 2020 in Taiwan.
All right.
So suddenly, global news, and also 2020, there's a pandemic.
Oh yeah.
Right.
True.
So Taiwanese people want to know more about global news.
All right.
Want to know what happened around the world. So since the podcast getting popular and the pandemic, so my media grew very fast at 2020.
Well, so what are your actual social media platforms?
Yeah, okay. I use I see different type of platform as different products. Instagram.
All right.
As a connection between me and my audience.
All
because
right.
podcast, you don't really see who I am. If you don't see who I am, then you will not build trust on me.
All right. Yeah.
Right.
That's very true.
Yeah, that's very true. So I use Instagram to show who I am, to show that, hey, I'm the one you can trust. And then I also use Facebook fan page, only writing article.
All right.
I bring, in these days, I don't know, people usually to read like small article.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even tell
that's
article,
true.
like tweeters.
Yeah.
Like this and then 100 words, right?
All right.
But I write long article in Facebook. So that will attract people who want to know more about global news. They want deeper information. So I attract people from Facebook to become my new audience, and then I keep them in my podcast.
All right, and what about Taiwanese society? How is it divided about China? What are your different thoughts on China?
Okay, wow. That's complicated. Really complicated. Okay, back to, I think it's 1960 or 70. That's the golden age. The golden age between Taiwan and China. My father, also maybe my grandfather, they earned fortune by trade with China.
Sorry, what years?
I think it's 1980, 1960 to 90, maybe 80.
All right.
It's kind of golden.
Right, so the Cold War, La Guerra Fría, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay, and maybe later than like about
even the 90s, maybe,
yeah,
or
90
okay.
maybe.
Yeah.
But 1996, there's a crisis.
Oh, the Strait.
Yeah, the Strait crisis. Okay.
Okay.
So
Strait of Taiwan crisis.
yes, they're bomb towers, you know.
Yeah.
And then, so my parents' age generation, they want to be peaceful. They want to have a peace agreement
Right.
with China, because they've been the golden age, and then see what's wrong. How come we can stay peaceful with China? Why should we do some provocative active
Yeah.
to push China?
Yeah.
So, if you back to so we cannot ignore the history. But if you ask me now, I think I will divide the people into 3 groups.
All right.
Okay, the first group, majority. Majority, I think about more than 80% of people. For them, that let's say I want stay still. I want the stay put right now.
Status quo.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't want to change anything.
Right.
Maybe China will attack Taiwan, maybe, but for the majority, they don't think that will happen very quickly.
All right.
They think maybe like 10 years, or maybe it doesn't happen. For them, that the possibility of the war within China and Taiwan maybe is like less than 10%.
All right.
So they
So
tend
most people want a status quo.
Status
quo?
stay still
Yeah,
to remain
the balance.
Yeah, the balance right now.
Right.
Yeah, like majority.
Okay.
And then the second group, I think, is about 15.
Yeah.
They just like my parents. They want to have a peace agreement. They even want to union with China.
What percentage? Sorry.
Maybe 13 to 15.
All right.
Not that much, right?
All right.
Not that much.
Right.
Then the majority one. Then the minority one, which is I am that maybe less than 2 or 3% people
Right.
in Taiwan. We really afraid that the China will attack Taiwan. We're really afraid.
The others are not.
What?
The other groups are not afraid of an attack.
Okay. Then so let me transfer. Let me change my saying. Okay. Both 3 of them. Okay. Most of our Taiwanese, yeah, we all definitely afraid of war. Nobody will, everyone afraid of war, around the world, right? But the majority one, the large group one, they think the war will not come in so soon. And then the second group one, they think if we can have a peace agreement with China, then there will be no war.
Right.
Then the third part is me. Like we think the war will come maybe to 2025 to 2027.
All right.
It's close, right?
Right.
Within 5 years. Then right now we're preparing to be more equipped, be more, prepared for the war.
All right.
And then more than that, but media like me or organizations, we are now have a training camp for teach people the first aid, emergency aid, when people wounded when people get hurt in the battlefield, how can we do? And also, we also want to train people to deal with the fake news, the misinformation during the wartime. So I think the third group, which is really minority, even though we are only 3% of that, but we are really trying hard to get Taiwan prepared.
All right. So apart from that, what are the main parties that represent those views? I mean,
No, okay. If you come to parties, okay, in Taiwan we have two large parties. One is DPP, which is a ruling party right now. He's pro-West, pro-independent. Second one is KMT, pro-China. I said, but they don't recognize, they don't agree that they are pro-China. They pretend they are not pro-China. Then the third party, I think, is a really small one, but getting stronger, getting growth right now. He say he's in the middle. But you know, when the war comes, there's no one in the middle. Right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You have
People
to
will
be
take positions. Yeah, if that
Yes.
happens, and let's hope
Yes.
it does not happen.
But the war are not coming. The war not happen right now.
Right.
So the third party, he say I'm neutral. And then I can be the communicate bridge between these two parties. Between Taiwan and China government.
All right. So, in your opinion, how has the feeling towards China evolved on Taiwan in the last 5 years or so?
In 2019, January 1st, Xi Jinping have a speech toward Taiwanese people. He say, no matter what, no matter which method, he's going to take Taiwan back. Toward Taiwan people, you know. And then that speech really is a really aggressive speech. Then you see 2020, Hong Kong. Yeah, you see what happened in Hong Kong, and then you see what happened in Xinjiang. So I think within 5 years, we see Xi Jinping getting more and more aggressive towards Taiwan, and people can see that. People in Taiwan, we can feel it very, oppositely. It's every day we can see China's impact, not only on business side, but also on media.
Give me an example of media, for example.
Okay.
You will like
Wow.
this.
Yeah. Media is quite free in Taiwan because we value the speech freedom, right?
Yeah.
Freedom of speech. So we have medias like they are really support independent concept, and we also have media that really support the China concept. And so we can see there's some of media they keep saying really good thing about China government, even though it's not true. So so this is why my media grew, because I think there's a trust issue between Taiwanese people and medias. It's hard for us to figure out to find out whether you're the media found or supported by China.
Could you tell some names, like these are the main TVs? Okay, no problem with that.
Okay, I can say that.
You sure?
Yes, I sure. I
Okay.
think I'm the independent media.
Yeah, but
I
I
speak
know
for
that
myself,
maybe
you know.
don't want to have too many enemies.
Oh, I have already a lot of enemy. Okay, so there's one media called Zhongtian. Zhongtian, right now he is be banned by Taiwanese government right now. So,
Really?
on TV show, so they can still doing their journalist media post, okay, but they cannot on TV show.
All right.
Yes. So, but when you check out the YouTube subscriber, 中天 subscribers, I think it's 2 million. It's quite large.
Wow. So it's a pretty large, right?
Yes, but we don't know the number. Is that true number, or that's
Oh, fake.
fake number? They try to larger the number.
Yeah, sometimes the Chinese use
Money?
And they send bots and visits to certain articles that they are interested in promoting and
Yes.
things like that, right?
Yeah. So media is the most part that right now we are worried about that, about China's impact in Taiwan. And if you talk about economics, I think we're doing really good job because when the pandemic, or even before pandemic, our government tried to invite companies go back to Taiwan or leave China, because you know what happened in 2018.
But is your government, if only 3% of the population is part of that minority that really doesn't want to stay in China, well, how does the government take such powerful measures against the Chinese?
The majority one, which I said, probably 80%.
All right. Yeah.
I think they are in the middle, but more like pro-independent,
All
pro-West.
Right.
So, I mean, they are not worried about the war. But if they found out like China do something really bad to our Taiwanese people,
Yeah.
they will choose.
Oh, that for
so
sure.
let's tell me the number. Number tells the story, right?
Right.
The last election, presidential elections in 2020, our president Tsai Ing-wen, she won a landslide. I think it's 8 million votes. It's hit the record before.
Wow.
Yes, but still, the opposite party, they got 5 million votes.
Ooh, yeah.
So maybe
See.
40 to 60.
For example, yeah.
Yeah, but if you got 40, then you can decide things, right?
Right.
So our government, which led by Tsai Ing-wen, DPP, they try so hard to, we say that, de-risking.
Right.
De-risking.
Right.
Not decoupling. De-risking.
Oh, you mean is the risk?
No. To decrease the risky.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The risking.
Right,
Yeah.
from trading with China. So
Alright.
a lot of
Okay.
company leave China before pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So if you check the numbers, that Taiwan doing a really good job within these 3 years. Our stock market's getting higher and higher, hit record
All right.
Every month.
Yeah.
And right now, you know TSMC, you know a lot of semiconductor companies.
Yo allow me a comment. TSMC pues es una de las mayores compañías de microelectrónica del mundo y ya sabéis pues que está sentada en Taiwán precisamente. Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. So, you know, right now we have I think like 60%, even to 70% of chips are made, the most high-end chips is made in Taiwan.
All right.
That's the strategy come from Taiwan's government and also Taiwanese private sectors.
All right.
So
the situation has evolved in the sense of stopping a little bit China and okay.
Yeah.
De-risking, we could say, right?
you say de-risking, I think, started with this year, but we said de-risking like since 2017 or
All right.
16.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, we're the pioneer, you know.
Yeah. I can understand it.
Yeah.
And now, what about the, do you think that the Taiwanese people would oppose an invasion? Wait, what? I jumped on one question. So, what was the effect of Ukraine war and Hong Kong for you? Do you feel them both important examples, or Ukraine is not that important for you? How do you feel it? Generally, not just you, I mean the population.
Okay. Wow, these two things, which happened in Ukraine, which happened in Hong Kong, really have a huge impact in Taiwan. Really huge. For example, I think the 8 million votes, part of them are driven by or are triggered by Hong Kong. Because we don't want, before that people maybe think, okay, one country, two systems, that might work, okay? But what happened in Hong Kong cut the hope of that one country, two systems. We don't believe that anymore. So few of Taiwanese people, they right now realize the reality is that China won't allow one country, two systems. So I think that Yeah, one country, one system. So that Hong Kong, what happened in Hong Kong really matters a lot. And you know, there's a lot of Hong Kongese people right now staying in Taiwan, and they try to. One of them are my friends. They try so hard to awake Taiwanese people. Say, come on, wake up. See what happened in Hong Kong, in our land. Then you cannot make Taiwan to become the next Hong Kong. And go to the Ukrainian war. Wow, that's definitely a huge impact because, you know, after the Ukrainian war, there are two things awake Taiwanese people. One is that we realize once the so much power country, which is like Russia and China, they are led by an irrational leader, then you know what will happen. We always, you know, a lot of people always say that Xi Jinping is not that dumb. You know, what will he gain when he destroyed Taiwan? He destroyed Taiwan, that means he destroyed half of semiconductor industries in Taiwan, in the world. Why? It's not his benefit. But no, in Xi Jinping's priority, Taiwan territory is the first priority. Then the second one is economics. So for people right now, they understand, okay, so if you have ambitious leaders, war will happen. So that's Ukraine first one. And the second one is, you know, after the Ukraine war, Japanese keep saying that if something bad happened in Taiwan, that means something bad happened in Japan.
Well, that's true, right? You have a very good links with Japan, right?
Yeah. So because Japanese government keeps saying that, so Taiwanese people feel like okay, maybe what happened in Ukraine maybe will happen to Taiwan. So that raised the awareness of Taiwanese people to think, okay, the war might come. Yes.
So, on your opinion, do you think that the Taiwanese society, in case of something that what we saw in Ukraine happens, do you think that Taiwanese society would react just as Ukrainians did?
Wow, that's the toughest question. I want to know the answer too. You know, if there's a election, a vote to say, will you go out and fight for your country? I want that vote. I want to know the answer. But in my personal view, that I think when the time comes, people will stand up. I think when the first bomb land into our territory, our land, I think Taiwanese people will protect our country. Not only in the military way. For example, like few of my friends, they are wealthy enough so that right now for them they are thinking about immigration. But I think
how that would help Taiwan?
That will help. Do you have a Ukraine in Spain? Do you have?
Yes, Ukrainians, yeah. Yeah, but that doesn't
They
mean
raise
worse.
funds. They do fundraising, right? They do
Yeah.
the lobby.
Yeah.
They talk to people. It's like, come on, don't give up Ukraine.
Yeah, but you know.
I think that help.
Yeah,
I think that help.
It can help something, yeah.
And I don't know because for Taiwanese people that we always judge our government, we always criticize our government, but we really love our land. We really love our country. So, you know, if you ask the same question to Ukrainian before the war,
Absolutely right. That was what I was going to tell you, right?
they say no, it's not gonna happen, right? They don't believe the war will happen, and even I think the relationship between Ukrainian and Russian is more complicated than Taiwanese because maybe like 30 to 40% of Ukrainian they have a relationship with Russia, right?
Yeah.
So for them, they
Doesn't it happen with Taiwan too?
not the percentage is not that high.
All right.
Maybe less, like 20
All right.
or 10. Yeah, but most people. Okay, so when you go back to ask Ukrainian, they say it's gonna it's gonna happen. No, it won't happen. But we see what's the result right now, right? So I think really when the first bomb drop into Taiwan's territory, then we will see a lot of Taiwanese people stand up for ourselves.
Wow.
I can't believe that. Even myself, that right now.
Could be. It has a historical logic. Yeah, rational.
Yes. Even, for myself, that Taiwan's female don't do the military service. But for myself, I say, if I allow to train myself by paying money, go to some training camp, I would do that. So right now, like, not much people have a same thought with me, but I think it's getting growing. People like me are more and more right now.
All right. So what about the difference between generations, right? I think you told us at the beginning of the interview. How does different generations of Chinese, of Taiwanese, feel about this relation with China? Is it changing fast, or is it not that fast? What do you think? What's your point of view?
Okay. Generation, for example, like my parents' generation.
Yeah.
They would love to be reunion with China, but in my generation, which I think is about to from 25 to 45, this age rate area, we are born independent.
All right. You wanted independence?
We thought we're already independent country. In our mind, that we are not from China. We have zero connection with China. Maybe our father, our mother, their parents are from China. But for us, we're born to be independent people, And then the next generation, which is under 18, for them, definitely, they don't want to be union with China because they see what happened in Hong Kong, what happened in Xinjiang. So, and also, they see what happened around the world. Right now, we all know that China so aggressive around, like, in Southeast Asia.
The Nine Dash Line, the Barbie film.
Yeah, the Barbie film, yeah, and then Blackpink, something. So for those young teenagers, they don't think they are Chinese. They view themselves as Taiwanese. But we have to say that children or teenagers, they are affected by TikTok or by, somehow like fashions or trend. They are affected by a lot. Like right now, because from TikTok, there's a lot of Chinese video. They will say, okay, maybe China is not that bad.
So therefore, what's going on?
So therefore, right now for teenagers, for them, they are worried about a war. And then to them, China may be not that bad, not as awareness as our generation. So if the war really happened within these 5 years, our generation will protect our country.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm afraid that the younger generation, they are not sensitive enough. They have no, they are not aware that China is too aggressive. China is going to conquer our country. So if Xi Jinping waits more 10 years, maybe he will get Taiwan, because the next generation is too young. Maybe I will say a little bit naive. They are affected by TikTok, by.
So that's very interesting. So I thought that it was like, okay, from 40 and down.
No.
Everyone was more pro-independence.
Yes.
But you are telling me that there are like 3 generations: one 40 and more,
yes.
The other between 25 and 40, which is yours.
Okay.
And the third one, which is soft and getting propaganda from TikTok, which is 25 or less.
Yes.
Those what are those?
They're teenagers.
But what's their political standpoint? Standpoint. Their point of view, their political inclination.
They are too young to have the opinion about political.
All right, so they are not very politicized.
No, they are not.
They don't care about politics?
Okay, I won't say they don't care. For them, they're more they have more issues. For example, like house pricing. For example, like education, job, salary. Our salary is quite low, actually. Our living price is really getting higher, but our salary is stuck in the same level, always. So for them, that domestic topics is more important than the foreign relationships with other countries.
Yeah, well, that's understandable. I guess it happens in every country, right?
Yeah, every country. But when I'm saying that our generation is more aware because we fight for ourselves before. We fight since 2014. From 2014, there is a protest against our government to sign an agreement with China. We call ECFA. There's an agreement.
What is it about?
The economic agreement. But
Right.
if that agreement was signed, that means Chinese people, they can easily get in our country and take our jobs and invest a lot of money. And then so if that agreement was signed, right now Taiwan may be probably just half of Taiwan's economic owned by China. But we stopped it.
Right.
We call sunflower generation.
Sunflower the generation is
Yes.
yours.
Yes, we call
'Cause
sunflower
you-
generation.
Because you protested with sunflowers?
But because I
Or was it a symbol or something?
okay, because we at that time 2014 maybe, yeah. I think I remember the right years. 2014 we occupied the building of lawmakers.
All
Lawmakers building.
Which is a sunflower?
Then when we occupied, the opposite party or a lot of older people, they try to bring supply to us and they support us. And then there's one lawmaker, I think it's lawmaker, yeah. He sent sunflower into our building. I will find a picture for you.
All right.
And then so we call ourselves as sunflower generation.
All right.
So we protect our democracy before. So right now for us, like it's our duty to protect our democracy second time. Again, to stand, to make Taiwan a better country, to make other countries, for example, like Spain, to know what's our situation right now.
Well, I think our Spanish audience will know about your points of view on Taiwan situation, right? And here we go with the last question, which is, what's the role of the Taiwanese armed forces in your politics?
Wow.
And your society, not just the politics.
We are not a country like Thailand or Myanmar. No. We know that in Thailand or Myanmar, like armies, military, kind of control the country. But we don't. In our country, that our military is governed by our president. And they don't usually go beyond our president and control the country. No, they don't. They usually just heard what our president said and then doing the job. And if we say the relationships between society and military, I think it's not a thing, We just...
It's good?
I won't say it's good, but people in Taiwan not usually talk about military.
Right?
Yes, but first just like another company, A lot of employees inside a company.
All right.
The kind of things our daily life won't affect by military. No. But only one thing, that Taiwan's teenager men, when they turn to 18 years old, they need to go to the military service.
So now that's mandatory, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, so mandatory means obligation, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So before that was 4 months, and then right now it's about like 1 year. We extend the military service period. So that's the only thing connect Taiwanese people, Taiwan society, and the military. So I think right now our military, like our general, really listen to presidents. So right now our president is more pro-West and pro-independent. So right now we can see the military general commanders, they say, okay, we're going to protect Taiwan. We're going to cooperate with U.S. Army, U.S. Navy, with Japanese. Yes. The military, okay, I think our military, let me reform my words, okay. Maybe there's a few really, really rare people, after they retired from military, they will go to China. Yes. Yes, like
All right.
right now I think it's maybe 3 or 5 within at least 5 or 6 years. There's some, the really high level
General. Top. Yeah.
yeah, and then go to China. Even
Right.
do this to Xi Jinping.
Oh, really?
Yes. But I think that's really smart portion of people. The whole military, I think they still loyal to our president. I mean, royal is not about monarchy royal. It's about they do their job. It's their duty.
Yeah, the fidelity, right?
Yeah.
Towards the president.
Yeah. Yes. That's
Yeah.
her job. That's their job. So military is not really controlling our country right now.
All right.
Yes.
So, that's all. That's Mindy Huang from Taiwan. I invite you to check her social media and her different networks if you want to get more information on his personal point of view, which I guess many Taiwanese share, while others do not. But before ending, I would like you have a message, something you would like to tell us, any opinion. That's your moment.
Okay. I want everyone to understand China's ambitions really getting bigger and bigger now. Not only toward Taiwan, not only toward South Asia Sea, East China Sea, but also we can see China have a movement about we can also see China have activity in Africa, in Europe.
Yeah, true.
Yes, and so keep eyes open and be awareness. When China bring their money to you, or they try to say something nice to you, you need to see the words behind the lines, what they are planning. And I'm really worried about the world, what happened maybe within 5 years. If that time really come, because we are not the one who make the decision, right?
Right.
It's Xi Jinping. Taiwanese will prepare ourselves. We will try ourselves be more stronger to protect our country. But if that time really come, please help us or tell other people our story. Then I think that will definitely help us, just like you help Ukraine.
All right, so that's all, folks. Muchísimas gracias a todo. Ahí tenéis a Mindy si queréis echarle un vistazo. Nuevamente, como siempre, aquí tratamos de entrevistar. Sabemos que todo el mundo tiene sus puntos de vista. Estos son los de Mindy. Desde luego, yo creo que son muy interesantes. Y ya que tenemos la oportunidad de tenerla aquí, pues había que entrevistarla. So, thank you very much, Mindy.
Thank you, Iago.
And see you in the next interview. Okay?
Yeah, next interview. Thank you.
There will be a next one.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank
bye
you
bye.
very much.
Aloha.
Muchas gracias.
Mahalo. Mahalo. Okay.
Mahalo, yeah.
Never figure out.
Muchas gracias a todos nuevamente. Por cierto, espero que os haya resultado interesante y echadle un vistazo a los enlaces porque os pondré sus redes sociales por si queréis echarle un vistazo. Muchas gracias y hasta otra.